Coach, congratulations on a hard-fought win in LA. Just wanted to kick us off with your opening thoughts, and then we'll go to questions from the media.
Yeah, I think that it was a tough game. Of course, it's a good team we were up against. I think that we had some. It was a tough game, and we also had some difficulties on the way in the first half. I think that we exploited the opportunities we had on the right side decently, and I think that we played also with some quality. We had to make a quick substitution, and that disturbed the rhythm a little bit. But we got back over that. I think we played solidly against the ball most parts of the game. Second half, we started to defend our lead a little bit too much, and we could have maybe been better in possession when they opened up. We should have been able to create some bigger chances out of that, but and we also had to rely a little bit on some last minute actions or last second actions in our own box. But overall, I was happy that we were able to strike back. This is not a place where we have a history for winning a lot of games, so I think it was I'm very happy for the win, also because it comes after 2 losses, so I think it's good getting back to winning ways.
Thank you. We asked the media if you have a question to please raise your hand. We will start with Felipe.
Hey, Coach. Congrats on the win.
Thank
Just wanted
you.
to ask about the defensive performance and the changes that you saw from the game on Wednesday against San Diego and today's match.
Yeah, it's 2 very different teams to play up against. San Diego is insisting on trying to win the game on the ball, and we tried to not let them do that, and we went up in a very hard and high pressure. We didn't do that today. We were more compact, had a little bit more of not as high pressing approach. I think it helped a little bit. I think we played a solid game. We gave away a couple of chances, especially in the end. They had one for Giroud, and they had one in the end where they played through, right? Where it hit him, I think, on the knee, and then it went to Yohe. Apart from that, I think that we played a solid defensive game, limiting them. But it was more compact. It was not as high pressing, but still it wasn't too defensive either.
And then I wanted to ask about Antoine Coupland and how he's been this past week, the goal against San Diego, and now today's bright performance. What have you made of him so far?
Yeah, I think that it's been promising. I think that he's looked good. He's looked mature, and also optimistic. He's not coming in and not doing anything. Coming in and wanted to make an impression, and I think that's great for Antoine, and that's what I expect. He has been doing well and training well, and now he also have had the feel of coming into MLS, and I think this should just feed his hunger to even get more, right? So I think he's done very well, and happy for him, and happy for us that he has been able to bring something to the table when he was called upon.
Thank you.
Okay.
Jesper, you touched on it. You mentioned the play on the right side, the decision to put Ocampo higher up, and just the overall play of Laporta tonight, please.
We made an adjustment last time in the half where we put Eddie high up the pitch. He's not used to playing up there with a little bit more back to receiving the ball with the back to the opponent's goal. I think that he did pretty well. Matthias played well coming in. It's always difficult playing up against Denny Bouanga because he's a great player, and we have huge respect for him. And we need to, when you play against a guy like that, you need to be aggressive, because if you're passive, he can get into the box, and he's also very good at passing. But you need to be aggressive, but still you cannot be over aggressive, because then if he beats you up, I think Matthias did a very good job today.
Perfect. And I believe that's all we have for you tonight. Oh no, one more from Simon.
Yeah.
Hello. Yes, Jesper, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Yeah, very good result tonight. The first of a handful of games away from home. I was curious to know if at the start of this, is from sort of this evening, and then Friday in Los Angeles, and then trips to Colorado, Houston, if it gives you an opportunity to refine the way that you want to play away from home. And I do appreciate the fact that every opponent is different, but does this run of games provide such a kind of a slight opportunity in that manner?
It does. It does, of course. We know that when we play away from home, it's often under very different conditions than we do at home. And I think it's, as you also touched upon, many games have different, their own approach. But I also want us to insist on not playing too far away from how we play at home. I know that this is it can be difficult. We saw and we've seen how hot it is in Texas at the moment, and also we know about the altitude in Colorado and stuff like that. But I want us to play with aggression. I want us to play with, as a team where we don't have too long distances between the players, and definitely away. It's very important that you come out and not and you're not too shy coming out. Coming out a little bit soft. We've done that. Columbus scored early on. Austin had a few. Chances in the beginning, and the same Salt Lake scored 2 goals earlier on. So I think what is important is that we come out with composure, and that we know that when we play away also that we are able to stand the distance no matter what the conditions is. And I think that's obviously a good thing. I also think this period is a time of where we have an opportunity also to see players. We're mid-season, and some players have played a lot in the beginning, and some players have not played that much. But now we see a couple of new players maybe play themselves into the team and into the lineup and give good performances. And I think it's a good opportunity at the moment. Also, when we have some other players away, that we can do that, and also make sure that we don't have 11 players just to play the rest of the season. We have a full squad and a full roster, and we trust them, and that we can also play them away. Because one thing is playing at home, where you're confident and you have the supporters in your back, and it's easy maybe to feel free, and you don't feel the pressure the same way away when you're in a little bit more of a hostile environment, and the fans are cheering for the home team and stuff. You have to learn also to play games there. So I think I see it as an opportunity playing these games away, and the result can be what the result can be, but it's an opportunity to mature, I think.
One more for me, specifically for the next game. Do you see real opportunities in terms of the sort of wide, expansive pitch that LA Galaxy have, and the way that you particularly like to play with the width and the wide players in your formation?
Is the Galaxy? I'm just asking here. Is the pitch bigger in Galaxy?
Well, it does sort of offer, I think, as much expanse wide as
Okay.
it does
Yeah.
in terms of length.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing. If that's so, it's a thing, and that's something that we will look into. Now we'll get Jivan back from the Gold Cup. No, Jaden, sorry, from the Gold Cup, and we often play with wingers and speed on the front line. That will offer us something else, and. But right now I just have to figure out who can play, because Kubas, we have to see about him, and I think that Ralph, he now has suspension for next game, so I just have to figure out how we're gonna do things. So, and then we'll look about how we can approach the game. Galaxy is a better team than they, than they are in the standings. They played a lot of even games where they lost in the end somehow, but it's a better team than you normally think of when you look at a team having only that amount of points. So yeah, we will just have to figure out who can play and then how we can play.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Simon, and thank you, Jesper. Safe travels back to Vancouver.
Thank you very much.